have no respect for women who voted for Trump, okay?
Yeah, me too.
I think so poorly of them, and the reason why is because, look, I don't think that you're a single issue voter. I just think you're dumb, okay? I think you're fucking dumb. When you vote for someone who openly treats women like second-class citizens, who talks about them as if they're nothing more than a piece of meat, who has been accused of sexually assaulting them, who has been caught on tape talking about groping them and grabbing them by the pussy without consent, yeah, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
So, Anna, have you moderated your view of Trump voters this time around?
To say the least.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? This is Anna Kasparian, and she is in an interview with Piers Morgan. And this is an interview that's got a lot of traction recently, and a lot of people are showing this as a way that Anna Kasparian is being red-pilled. I assure you, there is no red pill anywhere near Anna Kasparian. Through some experiences, she has developed what I like to call common sense. But other than that, no, this woman is still pretty much a handmaiden of the left. So we're going to sit back and listen. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. To you, it's just about 3 seconds of your time, but to me, it helps the algorithm and lets my channel grow. And look at it this way. Both of us gets the benefit. My channel grows, and you get to hear yet one more loudmouth internet midwit pontificating about the ills of society, and in this case, the main ill of society being leftism in the form of Marxism. So, let's sit back and enjoy. Anna's insightful interview proves that she's still a handmaiden for the left.
Well, now for a view from the opposite side of the aisle, but maybe not as opposite as you may think. Anna Kasparian is a progressive journalist and commentator, best known for her work alongside my old friend Cenk Uygur and liberal network The Young Turks. She has some strident views on where it all went wrong for the Democrats in this election, and she's faced an avalanche of personal attacks from liberal followers for denouncing President Biden, Gavin Newsom, and wokeism, among other Democratic deities. So has Anna Kasparian left the left? Let's find out. She joins me now. Anna, welcome to your uncensored debut.
Thank you for having me, Piers.
We've tried to lure you on many times, but you haven't taken the Cenk route of coming on just to shout at me, but it's good to have you finally. And we'll get to Cenk later, don't worry.
Thank you.
I just want to talk to you. So
well, you need to give me one promise.
Go on.
You have to give me one promise that
Go
you
on.
guys aren't going to do me dirty in the thumbnail for this video. You promise?
You know what? I can't promise because we've done some corkers recently, particularly involving Cenk. But as he knows better than anybody, a great thumbnail drives more traffic. And that's the game we're in. We want people to watch what we're doing.
True.
Otherwise, what's the point? So we are very proud of our thumbnail
I mean, if I look
record.
attractive, that might...
This is the only piece of clothing that Anna Kasparian can put on that makes her look attractive, okay? This sweater is a knockout on her. I'm going to say it right here. And she knows it because she wears this sweater whenever she actually wants to pull off being absolutely attractive like she's trying to do right now. So, yeah, this is, again, her talking about the thumbnail and everything like that. I mean, she's absolutely right. We all worry about our thumbnails.
actually draw some more eyebrows, so think about it.
Wow, you're playing that card. Well, I admire it.
Honestly, her looking attractive does not draw any attention, okay? It's the exact opposite. That's why we do what we do.
I admire it. Listen, to be serious, you've made a bit of news recently. We've got a little shot to start with of your reaction to when Trump won in 2016.
I have no respect for women who voted for Trump, okay?
Yeah, me too.
I think so poorly of them, and the reason why is because, look, I don't think that you're a single issue voter. I just think you're dumb, okay? I think you're fucking dumb. When you vote for someone who openly treats women like second-class citizens, who talks about them as if they're nothing more than a piece of meat, who has been accused of sexually assaulting them, who has been caught on tape talking about groping them and grabbing them by the pussy without consent.
Okay, first off, again, it is not grabbing them by the vagina, okay, without consent, okay? The comment he made about that is that he could do that and they let him, okay? Is that he was so famous and so powerful and influential because of that, that it was implicit in the action that they consented. That was what he was so incredulous about, okay? And any of us that have found ourselves within a place of authority marvel at the fact that there are some females, yes, it does happen, ladies out there, okay, turn on to guys who have influence and power. It's just the way that it is, okay? However, all of this entire diatribe that she did from like 8 years ago, okay, only shows that she either A, believes everything that she hears from the left, or she knows the truth and she is just saying what she wants, and she's just saying this to get what she wants.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
So, Anna, have you moderated your view of Trump voters this time around?
To say the least. That video I am not proud of, I will say that. And
you shouldn't be. Okay, there's a ton of videos out there that you shouldn't be proud of. But then again, it's the entire beginning of your career with the Young Turks. You could probably say you shouldn't be proud of, sweetie.
You know, I had a very emotional reaction to news that Trump won in 2016. I was totally blindsided by it. And to be quite frank, I think that attacking voters is one of the worst things you can do. These are our fellow Americans, regardless of who they vote for or what they think. In order for this great experiment in America to work, we have to respect each other. And so that was 8 years ago. I'd like to think that I've matured since then, and I hope that I can prove that maturity through the work that I do today.
You said 5 days before the election, you posted this, I think, to X, I don't support Trump.
I gotta stop here because she sounded like she was running for office on that. That was probably the most canned, rehearsed response to something I think I have ever heard, outside of anything that's come out of Kamala Harris's mouth. She knew she was going to get that question. I mean, so please, she knew it.
I also don't think it's helpful to call him a fascist or a Nazi. Those words actually mean something beyond not liking a candidate. I mean, I completely agree with you. And I respected you for saying that. Because actually, the over-demonization of Trump, all it did was help him and damage the left anyway. I mean, it was an act of self-harm. Because most reasonable-minded people went, well, hang on, Hitler killed 12 million people. What are you talking about?
One of the little funny things here is that everybody likes to bring up the 12 million people that Hitler killed, and yes, he did. But that is a number that's on the outside of the estimation on how many people died in World War II. You also have Stalin. That absolutely nobody brings up. And of course, nobody on the left, such as Piers Morgan or Anna Kasparian, will ever bring up the supposed 20 million that Stalin had killed. So let's keep that in mind. And keep in mind that you never hear about that as well. So.
And if he was such a terrible fascist, why didn't he behave like a fascist for 4 years when he had the chance? And the truth is he didn't. January 6th was awful, and I wrote that at the time and said it at the time. But other than that...
January 6th was stupid. Let me go right on to the scene right here in that it was just stupid. You had people that were in a highly emotional state who actually thought that the election had been stolen from them, and they weren't wrong. But they went about it in the absolutely wrong way due to a lot of prodding by some FBI agents that may have actually been planted in there to do such a thing, and by the Capitol Police, who basically, as you can see by all the video that has leaked out, were actually helping them move from room to room and place to place. So let's keep January 6th in perspective.
Where you could construct an argument for this was the kind of thing you would see in a sort of a banana republic. There's nothing about Trump's first term which screamed fascism to me. And I felt that persistent attack and he's the new Hitler was just ludicrous.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's insulting for, like, the Jewish community that, of course, was victimized by Hitler. It kind of downplays or minimizes the severity and the brutality of Hitler and what he carried out. But, I think that just to play devil's advocate, those who kind of use phrases or words like fascist in order to describe Donald Trump, they're not using it in an academic sense. They're using it in regard to some of the, authoritarian tendencies that we heard about regarding Donald Trump in his first term.
Now, this is where you could tell that this bitch has not left the left, okay? She's doing her level best to try to minimize the very inflammatory language used by the left. And this type of language is only used by children who are not getting what they want. And that's basically it. The left is ruled by emotional children, or at least intellectuals who know how to manipulate emotional children. So Anna's here doing what she can to try to smooth a little bit of that over. And you can tell that, again, this is one of the things that actually just proves that, no, this woman has not left the left at all.
And, you know, you can argue, well, there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of comments from disgruntled former administration officials who claim that Trump said these things behind closed doors. If you want to make that argument, that's fine. But even if, let's give those individuals the benefit of the doubt and just assume that Trump did, in fact, say those things during closed door meetings, it's still...
Why? Why do we assume that? I mean, basically, for her argument that's coming up right now, you can assume that. But other than Miley and certain other people, and Miley's garbage, okay? Honestly, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I am a former Marine, and that man is absolute filth. I would not follow him into a kitchen.
Still doesn't rise to the actual definition of a fascist, right? I mean, where are the brown shirts? You know, where is the militarized citizenry that's going to carry out, you know, Trump's dirty deeds? It's just...
Again, okay, this is the left basically accusing the right of what it does. Where are the brown shirts? I would posit that that's Antifa and BLM activists, or the citizens who are fighting for that viewpoint could be considered BLM. So yeah, they exist. They were there. They were on the left. And of course, Anna is not going to point that there. She is, however, going to talk about inflammatory language and how it does separate us. But as I have said before, if there is one good thing about this past 4 years, is that it made the left play its hand. Okay? They showed their cards. They showed how basically insane they could absolutely get, and in this past election, the rest of America proved that, yeah, we're not dealing with it anymore.
It's a type of hyperbole that I don't think Democrats, and I'm not talking about the voters, I'm talking about Democrats in positions of power, genuinely believed. I think what they did is use tactics of fear and division in order to accumulate votes and support in lieu of having an actual imagination of what this country could be if they implement policies that make the lives of ordinary Americans better. The Democrats have made a deal with the devil, and the devil is their corporate donors. And
the Democrats made that deal with the devil a long time ago. So let's not talk about the corporate donors, okay? The hypocrisy of anyone connected with the Young Turks talking about or saying anything negative about corporate donors is absolutely laughable.
Since their corporate donors want very specific things for the donations that they're providing to these politicians, and usually that's policy that does not bode well for American workers, what Democrats tend to do is lean into tactics of fear, or they talk about culture war issues, right? They lean into the culture war. And every election cycle, they get more and more maximalist with what they claim they want to carry out on these culture war topics.
As Andrew Breitbart said, okay, politics is downstream from culture. So this is why the left is going after culture. So, and that's basically it in a nutshell, man.
And they've gone too far, and I think Americans have kind of fought back against them.
So I'm going to stop here right now with the interview. Anna's going to go over the supposed three, the three events that people are pointing at that supposedly have made her red-pilled. They, as I said before, they have not made her red-pilled at all. These experiences are the attacks by the loony left on her for just stating that there are such a thing as a woman. Again, this is nothing more than her being angry about the fact that men now can horn in on her feminist grift. The second is, again, some nebulous gentleman named Jeff, who has made her see the light and made her see that, no, not all Trump voters are evil, evil people. And the whole description of it plays out like an 80s movie, but unlike most 80s movies of this ilk, because Jeff cannot help Anna out with her career, nobody's getting laid. And then, again, the unfortunate experience she had with being sexually assaulted by a homeless man outside of her house. There's no need to go on with the salacious details of this. It is rather unfortunate. However, it did prove to her that, yeah, some of the things that she has been backing on the left, or at least, or the establishment left, has been pushing. So, again, this makes her no better than John Fetterman. They both may differ a little bit on the Second Amendment. John Fetterman is good for the Second Amendment as long as it allows him to chase down a innocent black man with a shotgun. But on other things, he does have a little bit more of a, let's say, common sense approach to his leftism, and that is basically where Anna has joined. Again, this is a somewhat insightful interview, only because it just proves that she has not left the left. It just proves that a little bit of common sense has entered her brain. So basically, thank you all very much for joining me today. As I say, like, share, subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit me with the comments. I love some of the comments I'm getting with these people. We can actually get into some good conversations, and I am going to start answering some of those later. So here we are. Thank you all, everybody. This has been Anna's insightful interview. Proves she's still a handmaiden for the left. Thank you all much for joining me today. Later.